Hi, my name is Clyde Santee. I'm here today to talk to you about youth football and the injuries that occur within youth football. Should children be allowed to play youth football? I don't think so. With all the attention on the NFL and head injuries there, what about youth football and the impact injuries are having on young kids? I want each person to think about this question seriously. While listening to this speech, there are many dangers involved in youth football, including head injuries, and parents need to make a decision on whether or not they're going to let their child play youth sports. Today I will talk about 3 things that are related to children playing football. There are millions of kids who play football at a level before the NFL. Therefore, they are needed to be teach the proper technique of avoiding injury. Injuries have increased over time in youth sports. First, let's talk about how many people play football in this country, not including the NFL. At the youth level, there are about 3 million kids playing football, 1.1 million playing high school football, and about 71,000 that play in college. With this high number of children playing youth football, teaching proper tackling technique can be very important. According to Rick Meese, 2,800 youth leagues have signed up for NFL's Heads Up program. With these sign-ups, 90,000 coaches and 600,000 players are part of this program. While many people have signed up for this program, it seems like more of a temporary band-aid. Even with this program and other similar programs, kids are still getting hurt at a rate that's way too high. Not all leagues and coaches are signing up for these programs, so what are they teaching these players if they're not in this program? Even with these new programs, these kids are getting hurt at an alarming rate, especially head injuries. According to Anna Had O'Connor Pop, Warner Football has placed limits on contact in practice. The youth players are more prone to head injuries because their brains are not fully developed yet, and sometimes this causes many of head injuries. In the Washington Times piece, it mentioned there are 175,000 concussion-related to youth sports, up to 60% from the last decade. Dr. Matt Grady feels youth players should be focusing more on skill development until their brains are developed. This means that he thinks that these kids should be taught without games until an age of within like 13 to 14 and be taught more of skill, and then once that happens, they're able to play full games with equipment. This will allow them to learn how to play before they play and will help limit a lot more injuries. Today I want to show you a lot of these youth statistics within injuries. So I looked up a couple that I wanted to show you guys. The first one, there were about 120 sports-related deaths of young athletes in 2008, 2009, 50 in 2010, and 40 in 2011. Approximately 8,000 children are treated in emergency rooms each day for sports-related injuries. High school athletes suffer 2 million injuries, 500,000 doctors' visits, and 30,000 hospitalizations each year. 15.8% of football players who sustain a concussion severe enough to cause loss of consciousness return to play the same day. Concussion rates more than doubled among students aged 8 through 19 participating in sports like basketball, soccer, and football between 1997 and 2007. Even as participation in even as participation in those sports declines. As you can see, there are many dangers involved in youth football, including head injuries, and parents need to make a decision whether or not they're going to let their child play this sport at a young age. Head injuries should not be taken lightly, especially with our youth. Their brains have not fully developed yet, and it wouldn't be so great to take an increased risk of causing serious damage. Today, I gave you 3 things to think about. There are millions of kids who play football at a level before the NFL. Is there proper technique being taught to avoid injury? Injuries have increased over time in youth sports. I hope this speech has given you some things to think about when it comes to the dangers of signing your child up for youth football. I don't think kids should be playing youth football, but it's up to your parents to make their own decisions within their children's life. I hope this gave you a lot of things to think about and helped you make the right decision within helping your kids sign up for youth sports.